The volcano remains active, ready to blow at any moment in time. By the way, check out some of the graphics over at Our World the Game. There's a beautiful 45-minute or 50-minute piece coverage of them. And by the way, the optics look good on what the future holds for Holo. Big shout out to the Holo 2. Go check out the interview between myself and Johnny Stang and the live watch itself, because you know what, the roadmap is looking promising for Holo. Those who know it's time to moon. The rally is coming because we are more interconnected and we thrive together as a community. You know what? And the holoports coming in Q4 are making certain realities.
Welcome to another episode of BigBlackCrypto. Before we dive into the price predictions we've seen pop up as of recent, I just want to highlight another HAPP being built on the Holochain framework.
Everyone, three agents or people trying to communicate with each other.
We're going to go 2 minutes into this video, and then we're going to move a little bit forward.
Let's run the demo.
Beep, 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 beep. Big track. Run the demo selector.
So,
Yes.
let's make
This is why we hodl.
So, right now we are only thinking of getting the username of the agents because Holochain already provides this kind of identity mechanism through their public keys.
Yes,
And
indeed.
So, our idea, especially in Japan, people are sensitive to giving their private information, like their phone numbers especially. And so if we could go just with getting their usernames and allowing them to communicate with each other, I think that would be something wonderful, because it makes it more private for people who are really sensitive to sharing their information online. So now let's try to give them a username. So I would give him Albert and Bobby and also Clarice. So right now we have contacts tab here, and let's turn them into a smartphone just so it looks like a smart. So yeah, we plan to mainly target mobile applications for Kizuna in the first release, and we would like to slowly expand to other platforms as well. So now let's try to add.
Okay. Let's see. I was going to touch on this article, but tell you what, we're going to move that one back. We're going to move forward. If you get a chance, go and like and subscribe to them on Twitter and their other social media platforms. Again, one of the reasons why I take interest in them is because they're about protecting your conversations with confidence. They're distributed, they're peer-to-peer, they're non-profit messaging app written on Holochain. So again, you want to join the community. They also have a Kickstarter. Again, show love, support. That's how you build the community. That's how you sustain an ecosystem. And again, just touch on what is Kizuna. Kizuna is a distributed peer-to-peer nonprofit messaging application that prioritizes privacy, security, and user-centricity. Love it. There's their socials. That's their website. You can find them on GitHub if you're interested in actually developing on-chain. They've also got an Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And again, the goal is a more human internet. Each of us wants to have control over how and with whom we interact. In order to evolve and thrive, our communities must support everyone's uniqueness. Yet today, our online relationships are dominated by centralized corporate websites. Holochain enables a distributed web with user autonomy built directly into its architecture and protocols. Data is about remembering our lived and shared experiences. Distributing the storage and processing of that data can change how we coordinate and interact with digital integration under user control. Holochain liberates our online lives from corporate control over our choices and information. So again, there's some good HAPPs going out there, and they're of proper use case and further justifying the utility that Holochain seeks to provide its users. So again, protecting your conversations with confidence, distributed peer-to-peer nonprofit messaging app. And if you go to their website at kizuna.foundation/en/, you'll get a rundown right into the roadmap. I love it. Also, feel free to check out medium.com/holochain if you're interested in finding out more information. Another great app, shows you in real time, especially in regards to communication. I love it. Elemental Chat has been freshened up, and that's on the Holochain Dev Pulse 93 as of April 5th. It's a 3-minute read. Go give it a look. Now let's dive into some of the price predictions and current price action of Holochain. Things that are unique right now, compared to the return on investment, you're at a 3,000% gain over time, right? And a lot of that was seen in the last 2 months. We shot up. People are jumping ship because retracement to 1.6 cents. 2 weeks later, you guys gotta understand, you did 3,000%, and people keep thinking that more money is about to come in. It's very, very strong likelihood that we could see 10 cents by August. But just to reiterate, market cap dominance of 14%, present trading volume 566 million. We've seen days as high as 2.5 to 3.5 billion in and out of the cap. So we are reaching that point where it's not a if, but it's a rather when, because people haven't done the research, so they don't understand why the speculations on the value is so high. And it's the utility. It's you as the user having a stake in Amazon's earning potential, and Google's earning potential. You are now literally able to overcome certain income disparities and wage gaps, and this is one of those opportunities in doing so, just by sheerly owning a holoport, for example. That's where a lot of the craze has been, is how do I get a holoport? How do I get a holoport? And this is why you want a holoport, because the long-term forecast, for January places at $1.10. You know what I mean? Some have it as 70 cents for year's end. I've got it pegged for $18 for March of next year, right? People don't know what it's worth, but when they realize what it's worth, that's when the price is going to jump up, and people are going to be either going to stake in their claim of wealth, because people who know how to get rich have already taken their money. People who are staking their claim at wealth have not left, and they know the value of holding things long and accumulating position. This is why people are they're missing out on a tremendous opportunity. We've had an all-time high of 3 cents USD. We've seen retracement about 47.8%. Worst case scenario, that was a year ago, March 13th, 2020, at an all-time low of 0.000222. Do we see it going that low? Not at all. Not at all. The bulls are out. This is all season. Don't be scared. Things are looking bearish, but the reason why they look bearish is because, you got a trillionaire dictating market in Bitcoin and Doge and Tesla, right? You could just do the correlations yourself. You've seen Tesla go up when Doge was down, and when Tesla went down, Doge went up. And, I'll hedge a bet and look squarely at Bitcoin as being a third part in that cyclical volume of swirling. And it's just people getting swept up in the tide. It's almost like a rip current. Don't get liquidated. Don't get rinsed in real time. Stay away from Doge. Stay away from SafeMoon. Stay away from XRP. You know what I mean? Just be safe. Right now, market cap's at 2.74 billion. Sitting at a trading volume of 430.46 million, give or take. Circulating supply 169.16 billion. I get where people are coming from. It can't be worth much. You got to understand, the whole point of this is to emphasize 1 trillion interactions per second. There's a reason why the patent has been had. There's going to be a lot of currency moving back and forth, because, again, your perspective is dealing with a POS terminal. They're dealing with an entire ecosystem and possibly becoming a centralized bank digital currency. So when you're talking about the CBDC of opportunities, that's a $10 trillion space. You haven't done the research, so it doesn't really register. And I don't expect it to register to you. There will be links provided if you have the time to take it upon yourself. Looking at one of the price predictions, all of them have been fairly conservative, and we tend to push past what they were, right? We're saying Holo price prediction of 3 cents. We've already blasted past that for 2022, and we'll probably start pushing the envelope a lot further, right? Remember, sometimes the people that make these price predictions keep them conservatively low so they can retain, muscle in on opportunity if people don't know what the value of things are. Again, super conservative, not really taking into consideration of the technology being rolled out, holoports arriving in Q4, and having already been in the hands of people who are currently deving on it. So it's validated. These price predictions are grossly undervaluing the project and the hardware that makes this possible. The proof is in the patent, 1 trillion interactions per second. Nobody else can boast that claim for their software. Nobody else can boast that claim for their hardware. Holochain does so and continues to do so. Let's see, we're looking at Capital.com's price predictions. They've got Coinpedia saying that Holo could reach 70 cents by the year end. January 22nd, hitting a milestone of $1. And HAPP by the end of 2022, hitting $2. It's going to hit probably 18 to 20 by the end of March of 2022. Again, very conservative. Trading Beast forecasts Holo price at 3 cents. Again, one of the reasons why you're going to see lower price predictions is because they don't want you to know the true value of what you're holding. Why? It's insane how some of these price predictions are eerily low. Digital coin, it's like whoever's writing this probably has a fistful of hot. It's like that CNN anchor who bought Bitcoin, paid for their house in Bitcoin, but told everybody not to buy Bitcoin. You know what I mean? You just got to be mindful of who's selling you what, because there's a lot of people that want to keep the price low arbitrarily for themselves. And right now, all you're doing is being scared out of market. So by all means, if you want to give up your position, by all means, go ahead and give up your position. But geez. It's worth the hodl. It's worth hanging on. By the way, this is just another video I'm working on. Hopefully this comes out soon. Now, I went to this one website called Seeking Alpha. This one, the article is from 2019. And one of the things that this gentleman touches on is basically how Bitcoin, Bitcoin Lightning Network, is going to improve speed on things. And also, it's touching on the electrical use of Bitcoin, right? As far as energy consumption. And I noticed that, as far back as 2019, we're going back 2 years, even to 2018, there's people that are quite aware of the value of Holochain in terms of what it's able to do, right? So, for example, every agent also has its own identity and can be identified on the network, similar to how a username on Seeking Alpha works. And a public storage system called DHT, distributed hash table, stores vital parts of an application, making sure a malign user or agent who perhaps hacked his own version of the application can't alter or change any other data except his or her own data device. Because the DHT holds the validation rules for the app, a new or hacked app won't be permitted to send or receive data, and has therefore forked and created a similar but entirely new app. So do you understand how secure Holochain is? This is why a patent makes this that much more real. Going back to the hacker, since the hacker has its own unique username, it can now be identified by whoever it wants to communicate to, and the app will automatically check with the DHT if the app validation rules are followed. If not, it will gossip with other agents as communicated to previously that this new agent does not follow the rules. The benign agents inform each other about the hacker, allowing everyone to recognize them as a rule breaker and block them. So now you've cut yourself off of the network. So, that's built into the system. That's what's unique about Holochain. You know what I mean? So regardless of how you feel, I think you should feel a lot more secure knowing this. So the other thing too is a lot of tokens or coins can also be made on a Holochain. So this is something often overlooked. But moving forward, getting back to Kizuna, if you want to support them, you can also pledge to the Kickstarter. They got 120 backers, and they've raised $19,000, and they're almost halfway to their $57,000 goal. So I'm pretty impressed. Let's just touch on a problem that they're facing and why they can be a solution. They believe that conversations we have with others reflect our private lives, and messaging applications built in the last 2 decades allow us to make hundreds of those conversations with others instantaneously. However, the messages we send in those conversations are being used as a tool for companies to sell our data, serve us ads, and influence our choices. I gotta admit, there's times where I've been talking casually and I've suddenly gotten ads, so I appreciate this. On top of this, we have also seen an increase in the number of messaging and social media applications getting attacked by hackers. Hey, WhatsApp. There's a reason I don't have WhatsApp on my phone. I might have to download Kizuna by hackers since they have an incentive to target applications that store millions of people's data in one place. So what is Kizuna and why it can be the solution? They're agent-centric, no ads, nonprofit, security, private, the remote work solution, no backdoors. They own data. So like you own your own data. So I mean, these are things to note, and as well, what makes them different? You're probably asking yourself that. And switching to Kizuna messaging application when it's just another messaging app that makes no difference. Listen, they hear you, and they're prepared a nice comparison table of Kizuna against the most popular messaging apps. So this is like, whoa. Kizuna compared to Signal, compared to Telegram, compared to Messenger, compared to Line, compared to WhatsApp. This is what deving on Holochain looks like. You get an isolated network of group messaging. You get spy-proof group messaging. You get self-destructing messaging in all conversations. You get max messages, messaging effects, screenshot prevention, security verification, all conversations, app authenticity verification, open source, non-profit, distributed system. You fully own and control your data. Potential features depending on need and funding. So no matter how you break it, when it's built on Holochain, it's just that much more powerful. That's the Holo effect. That's the Holochain effect. Back to price predictions. We've got Trading Beasts again. They were saying like 1.8 cents is what it could hover around for the summer. I doubt that. I think it goes a lot higher than that. Digital Coin sees hot running as high as 2.58 cents before the end of 2021. I think it again goes higher than that. People are hanging on to outdated price predictions with no concept of market value and placement in trillion-dollar spaces. So again, this is a low prediction. This is off. That's low. That's low. Remember, some of these guys also get paid to like by other coins, right? So when a new coin hits market, some of these other guys get paid to do that, right? So what do you think they're doing? They're profiting off of some of these other alts, and their whole goal is to keep something like this as a hidden gem. Don't be surprised probably by the fall of next year, or not the fall of next year, but the fall of this year or end of summer, when all of a sudden you're going to see these guys with 20,000 viewers suddenly saying they've got a hidden gem. And then when the alert goes out on some of these pump channels, they'll be trying to drive this up, and you'll be screwed out of market. Get into market early, attain your positioning, and assure yourself that either you're going to be okay, rich, or wealthy. When the price hits 18 next year, or even $1 by the end of the year, or 10 cents before August, are you going to be in a position to be rich, well off, or wealthy? And when you determine the value of something, a utility, this is out of all the tokens, out of all the coins, this one is asset backed. It has the hardware to prove its utility. It is a top 5 utility token. No question about it. It's going to challenge blockchain. Blockchain ends up surviving because of it. And next thing you know, it's pushing boundaries on becoming something worthy of the conversation as the next Bitcoin. Here they're talking about from cents to dollars over at Investor Place. And again, that's true. The patent is what makes it powerful. What Holochain Network now has is an enforceable means of protecting the rights of end users to have sovereignty over their data. Who else has that ability? I'll wait. Meanwhile, the New York Stock Exchange Twitter user appears to be more aggressive in their forecast, and I agree. They're saying it could hit $1 this year. They're saying it could hit 5 to 10. Call me crazy. I don't think you're crazy, my friend. You know what it's worth. They touch on the bottom line being the future of this digital asset depends on the technology it's built upon. The holoports are amazing. The framework of the code is amazing. I see the envelope being pushed very, very far. Here are some of the different exchanges. Cool. People find it easy to buy it on Uniswap, Binance, Crypto.com. There's about 79 exchanges that you can find this coin available on. If you're having trouble, reach out to somebody. It's definitely possible. I feel sorry for the American users that are having issues. I wish it was a lot easier for you guys. From the Market Insider, Business Insider, patented network design signals progress for Holo cryptocurrency framework. So again, holoports are shipping in Q4. That's when people can anticipate to get them. There's also people who've had them for over a year. So you really got to understand that they're very aware of what they're able to do and what we can expect, right? You yourself could be deving right now, preparing to utilize the opportunities that Holo has put in front of us. And it is important that you remember that this isn't blockchain, that it is Holo, and transactions are going to be logged on individual user nodes, not on the public ledger. And this is something you should get accustomed to as far as like finding where the values and things is, because sometimes you're just going to really be combing through things that have already been published and discussed, right? And it's tough, right? We're seeing a retracement. And the question is, how far will it go? Nobody knows. Different sites. You just got to go find your sources of information. I've got mine. Everybody's got theirs. And the benefit of a decentralized internet is you don't what you end up having is it becomes impossible to target a large entity provider, right? Like Amazon has gone through its issues, of being targeted. Because again, some nut thinks that, 24 buildings run 70% of the internet, including services used by CIA and FBI, right? And it's unfortunate, but yeah, you're going to have, with the way American politics are set up, you're going to have people targeting unnecessary, I hate to say, but it's a reality that's going to be there for decades to come. Doing the internet in this way takes away from that opportunity to target things, businesses like Amazon and Google. So there's a benefit to be understood in that regard. So hey, just moving forward, go check out Kizuna. They've got an awesome HAPP. If you're curious about what my thoughts are for the end of the year, I'm bullish. I'm calling $1 before end of year. I'm calling 10 cents before end of August. And it's just a matter of people understanding what the tech is and its potential. Its utility is tremendous. There is a significant upside. And it'll be when people start to realize that, you'll see that the price jumps. Because that's kind of what happened, right? The moment word got out about Holochain, you saw a couple videos, and then you saw a lot of videos, and then you saw videos every day. So it's about the number of hodlers we have. Every day that goes up by 1%. Every day it has continuously gone up by 1%. So, it's just, at any point in time, you could see this really charge up the charts. You just never know. It's a volcano. It's not an if, it's a when. And